everybody, it's Keely here. I haven't slept at all last night. I had about 2 hours sleep, then I woke up and I was just thinking, what am I going to do with my fairies? I really wanted to make, or I do still want to make, like a journal where you stitch the pages together and make flaps and things that you can tuck things into, and all of that stuff, which I've never made before, but other people make them on YouTube. So very inspired to do that, but I just don't think I've got the time at the moment. And all of a sudden, I did say I was going to do that in my last video, so this is sort of following on from that thought. I was literally lying there picturing these blooming fairies because I was cutting them out last night, fussy cutting them in front of the TV, and they're gorgeous, but I just can't commit the time to making a book, and it might all turn out wrong, and I will do one day, I promise, but I think I need to do a lot more research. So in the excuse me, I've still got a cold. In the night I was watching lovely lady on YouTube with the sound turned off because my partner was asleep, called Treasure Books. I'm not sure what her name is actually, because I wasn't listening to her. I was just watching on double the speed how she made her journals. And she says they're quick, but I mean, I don't even have any of the stuff. So, right, you've heard all the excuses. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to use this nice little ready-made journal. Now, I picked up a few of these. I was so lucky earlier this year to go to China for a little while, which is kind of when YouTube for me went out the window and I vanished for a bit. But yeah, the art supplies that I found in Shanghai mostly was where I bought the things I'd picked up. But the stuff I bought, it was all very much the same in all the different shops. They all seem to sell a good range, but just the same things in every shop. But these were about £1. I mean, come on, fantastic value. I've got a few more actually. This teeny tiny one. I can't remember how many Chinese yuan there are. I think that was, what does that say? 8 yuan. I think that's about 60p in English. I don't know what that is in American money. And, I can just reach down. They did have quite a lot of Moomin stuff. So I found a lovely Moomin book. How much was that? £1.20. And another one here that's like this one. So basically the same with some cats on. So yeah, do you know what? I'm just going to try and make my life a little bit easier than it is at the moment by keeping it simple. And this time I am just going to make a mini journal, because actually, look at this. I get the double page. Oh, and I've got my lovely vintage hand clip coming today that will clip the pages open, so that'll be good. And look, the size and the scale of this book will work like my steampunk journal, but half the size. So these little ladies will fit in there, and I really want to explore some mixed media at the moment, and I did some painting last night. I'm not going to show you right now, but I'm just filling up a book with some acrylic, playing about, really. I wouldn't call it art necessarily, because I don't know what's going to go in it or how it's going to go, but I've done one page. And so acrylics. I think I want to use some acrylics in this, and I've got my new inks arriving today as well. Hopefully the Amazon Fairy will get here before I've got to go out later. So I've got 12 juicy, lovely acrylic inks arriving. So I want to do something with those and create some lovely backgrounds to go in this book. Also, in my last video, I made these artist trading cards, and I do feel they need a little word or a sentiment, and guess what? I ordered some of those as well. Oh, in the middle of the night when I couldn't sleep, I was even thinking about getting a typewriter. or asking my mum if she's still got a typewriter knocking around, because she was a secretary. So yeah, I could type my own sentiments then, couldn't I? That'd be an idea. Wouldn't really cost anything. Maybe a new typewriter ribbon. But yeah, these are gorgeous, aren't they? And look at the size. So I could make little tucks and pockets and tuck my artist trading cards in there, and I could do something on the back as well. So yeah, decision made, guys. Sorry to disappoint you about making a journal, you know, physically making one, but that's the way I'm going to go. So there. So I am looking for some sort of pattern to get me started on a background in this little book with these particular fairies. Might not use them all, or I have got a few more bits and bobs that are sort of half fussy cut. So this is actually my summer patterns and papers book, and we are now in October, but never mind. What I might do is use a little bit of two corners and do some painty stuff in the middle, I think. I don't know. What do you think? I think that's what I'm going to do. And I can't quite decide between that pattern. Okay, the fairies do disappear, but the colours are very similar. And it's a bit more vintage. Or this one, which does look a bit more 1950s. And these fairies are a bit more 50s, aren't they? With their sort of clothes and the style of art, where they totally disappear, but I could use the bits around the corners. So could use a bit of both, but I think maybe the styles fight with one another. Oh, let's make your mind up time. What's on the back? Ice creams. And those flowers, I've got two very similar ones. So, what do you think? Oh, I'm going to use the one on the left because I like that green. Okay, let's put those over there. Now I could rip, cut half of that out because it would fit just about all the way across. And maybe paint some soft sort of gesso or acrylic over the top of it so that you could still see it. Or, oh, excuse me, as I say, sorry about that, but I've still got my cough. Put some corners on and paint the rest. Oh, I just need to do something. Let's just get started. Right, I'm going to maybe just rip a piece. Or maybe put some down the edges. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just, how much do I need? 1, 2. Let's just tear. There we go. There, done it. Just, I like that, look. Just torn down the side. You can get that book on Amazon. It's one of the ones I have published. If you're new here, I publish books. It's fun. And yeah, then I craft with them, and so do other people. Right, let's see. Oh yeah, that's not bad, is it? And we could put some down the other side as well. Yeah, let's do it. Where's the glue? I've started right in the middle of this book. I'm probably going to glue some of the pages together because it's going to be so thick otherwise by the time I've finished it. So let's just make sure I've got enough. I don't really want to waste any. Probably did it a little bit broader than I'm going to there, but then it's not particularly directional, the up and the upside. Oh no, it's too short. Poo. Well, it was going to fit. Well, I suppose I could do something a bit smaller. I was going to do it up to the edges. Maybe I'll just do one. How annoying. Where's the page? See, I thought that was halfway through the book. I can't find the page. All very unplanned as usual. I could use that bit along the bottom. Yeah, let's do that because that's really going to annoy me. It's not wide enough. Let's do it a bit wider this time. Oh, please fit this time. I suppose I could put some down the middle. I could, couldn't I? And then do some painting over it and add these ladies in. Or I could use it for some little pockets and things on excuse me, on another page. Let's do that because it's quite fun to find matching things throughout the book, isn't it? That you've seen before. Love her. So sweet. I don't want them to disappear. Oh, let's just do it. Where's my gluing book? Okay, that's one bit down. Plenty of Pritt stick. Don't want these coming up, especially as I'm going to paint on them. Not sure how much I'm going to paint on them, but let's see what happens. I do like to fly by the seat of my pants. I don't script my videos. Often I have no idea how I'm going to make things or how they're going to turn out. But it's all part of the fun, isn't it? All part of the fun. Right, hopefully those are going to stick down nicely. Should wait for the glue to dry before I cut the edges, but can't really wait for that. Oh no, I missed the corner. Poo. Do you know, I'm having one of those mornings. I'll just trim that bit. Don't tell anybody. Shh. Let's go along here. Oh my goodness, there are so many quinces in my back garden. I am going to make some jam, but because I've been unwell this week, I haven't actually made the jam, and I was going to, and the quinces are just starting to rot. So all the good ones, or some of the good ones, I've put in a basket outside my house for people to help themselves. Hoping they're not going to take the actual basket as well. Left a nice little note to say help yourself but leave the basket. But yeah, I really want to get on and make this jam this week before what's left ends up all rotten. All right, let's just trim this edge thus. Obviously I've got rounded corners in this book, but I'll fiddle around with that later. I just want to get the overall structure of the page underway. Yeah, I really was having dreams about this book last night. Well, waking dreams. Just couldn't decide how I was going to put my fairies in a journal. Oh, I'm so croaky, sorry. So this is my Pretty Fairy Ephemera book where I have been cutting things out. This is actually my best copy, but that's where all these beautiful little characters are from. I'll put the link below, as I usually do. so that you can check out my books. You know, you can follow me as an author on Amazon. These are some of the other fairies that I didn't get a chance to fussy cut last night. Cute little roses. So, yeah, so I designed some of the colours, little crystal hearts and things to go with the actual colours of the fairies. And kind of rose quartzy colour. I love crystals. Love me a crystal. So actually rose quartz looks like this. Put my rose quartz there. And fluorite, which is not in the book, but it looks like this. And doesn't that go with that pretty little fairy? It's the same colour, isn't it? Let's prop her up there. Right. So yeah, we've also got bigger roses. And how beautiful is she? Look. She goes with that fluorite colour as well. And the little tiny labels. And I'm just showing a bit of leg there, look. So, which fairies am I going to put in this book? And what am I going to do with the middle of it? Well, I have got that pattern as well, which is on the back. And it is also a page in the book at the back. So I did have that pattern, but I'll try and be brave and do something a little bit different. I just love that collection of ephemera, don't you? I do like her. I'm sort of tempted to put her in the middle now. Perhaps I could do some painting. Yeah, I do. I do want to do some painting. Right, I'm going to get the paints out. Here we go. Right, I'm going in with the white gesso here, watered down. Just want to take some of the brightness out of these colours and add a bit of texture, and let's make it all a bit more interesting visually. And I think that will help, like I did on a masterboard the other day. I think it will help to get the ephemera to show up a little bit more. So this is quite watery. If I just put it on thick, I think it will just obliterate everything. So not going too crazy. I quite like working in a lined journal for this stuff because it's already got something on the page, hasn't it? So there. That's toned it down just a smidge, hasn't it? Leave a few bits around the edge. There. It's going to need to dry out. I might put some thicker. The hair. Come out hair. Where's that come from? Thicker gesso in the middle to give it a bit of texture. So yeah, I've been talking about doing a bit more mixed media type of work. So that is what I'm going to try and do in here today. Might not work, it might look absolutely awful. But I don't know. Thing is with collage, if you don't like it, you just keep sticking things over the top, don't you? But with paint, it's very easy, I think, to go too far and ruin the whole thing. There. Don't know what will happen to those edges when it dries, but probably going to add some more things to that anyway. Wash up my brush. Okay. Gotta give that a bit of a dry. Okay, so I've finished drying it just about, and I've glued an extra page on the back. It's definitely an improvement on this one, isn't it? So let's do the same here. lots and lots of Frit stick, and I want to be super sure that it's going to stick, especially along that edge, the corners. Okay, let's go this way. In fact, let's go upwards. Work? I don't know. I do lack experience on these sort of matters. There we are. Nice. I do like that sort of feeling of thick glued paper. There. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? Excellent. Well done, Keely. So I'm really loving these two fairies here. They've just got that beautiful turquoise colour going on, and yeah, breathtaking. So I rather like them on this jelly print as well, with a bit of pink behind them. So what I might do is cut up some squares maybe with that gel print and stick them around and do something a bit like that. I have got some acrylic colours. Maybe I'll just make a sort of patchwork of colours and magenta. I think that's a bit too strong, and I don't want to be too heavy-handed because these are very delicate, and this is quite delicate as well. I don't want to muck it up, but I have got these. I've still got bits of this, obviously, that I can weave into the pattern, and if I hate it, I can always paint over it with the white gesso again, can't I? Right. I want a rose. Let's add a rose. I'll put that one. Yes, let's do that. Let's do a bit more with the background, and then I need to fussy cut that fairy. Right, here we go. Could rip them, couldn't I? Ripping fun. Ripping fun, old chap. Something a bit like that. Not really sure if that's the right colour. Could blend it a bit with the gesso, couldn't I? Think. That one's probably better. Not very much. How's that colour working? That's okay. Let's do bit of a cheap brush. It's got hairy bits in it. That's a bit too wet, isn't it? I'm being very brave here. I don't normally go in with the paints. Oh, they're not showing up, but never mind. Yeah, that could work. Maybe, baby. Do I want to add some green? Oh, I don't want to go too mad. That's turquoise. I'm not sure what I do. Not sure that I do. I know. Got my acrylic Sharpies. I could do something quite jolly with those, couldn't I? I don't want to get too heavy-handed because it's all delicate. But it does need something else. In fact, you know what? I actually prefer that pink with these ladies to that pink. Slightly more corally sort of pink. Yeah. Oh, decisions. Let's do some more little bits. Love a pattern. Love a pattern. Yeah, I always thought I'd like to design wrapping paper when I was much, much younger. Never really did, of course. But, yeah, just love patterns. Fun to create. I think I'm going to just give that a quick dry off and then maybe do another layer. Okay, so I've dried that off a little bit, and I'm using the same colour but not diluted to just, I can't resist doing a little bit of decoration on that background. I've got a huge brush. I should probably get out a tiny brush. Let's see. Sort of makes it a bit more modern, but I quite like that actually. Let's try and get the middle part of the picture to sort of spread itself over the... they're a bit thick, aren't they? Should use a tiny brush, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. Actually, I quite like the boldness of the blobs. The boldness, oh, now they look more like flakes, never mind. The boldness of the blobs. There's one more. There's one there. And one over there. Right, now what am I going to do in the middle? To think about inking these as well, or maybe not. Maybe, don't know, maybe the white. I wish I had some green ink. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I don't want to waste this pink paint either. There, let's use it up around the edges. Not sure about that. Can always ink with archival ink afterwards, but let's just see how it looks. Might look okay. Doodly-doo. Doodly-doo. So, oh, actually, now I've gone around the corners as well. That is actually quite nice. Although it's sort of a more modern, splidgy, splodgy style. Oops, quite like the, let's have a tiny bit more. And then because this paint is really thick, I think I'm going to have to just leave it to dry in the air. There we go. Sorry, I've gone all quiet. Thinking about all the gardening jobs I should be doing. I've already done a few things today. But having a lot of trees is a wonderful thing until autumn comes and you realise that having a lot of trees actually creates a lot of work, which I enjoy, but it's time, isn't it? Time is of the essence, and time, especially with the quinces, I need to finish messing about with those and get the jam made. There. Oh, I hope that dries in a nice thick lumpy style. So that'd be really nice. And even though I've gone over that, it's a bit too spotty, isn't it? Perhaps I'll revert to those. I'm going to have to wait for it to, oh, I've smudged it somewhere. Poo. Yeah, I'm going to have to wait for it to dry now anyway, so let's leave it be and see what I think. I need to step away and then come back to it. Oh, I was playing about without you, so I've just received my delivery. Look! How cool is that? Hello. So that is going to hold my book page open. I'm going to want a second one now for the other side, aren't I? Well, you can't have all the things, Keely, not just yet. But anyway, what have I been doing? Well, I have been adding some greenery to my page and some spots on top of the spots, but I don't like the look of it. It just makes me think of pig's nipples. I'm sorry to say that word on YouTube, or 2 words, pig's nipples. I need to do something with those spots. I just can't stop thinking about that now, so I need to change it, I think, but not quite sure what to do. I've done the leaves. This is what happens when you let me loose with pens and stuff, but I quite like those. Also like that one. I don't want to use up both of those gorgeous fairies on the same page. And I do, well, I love them all, but I like that one as well. That might work. But I need to do something about those spots now. Oh, I might put these back on. Don't know if it needs those. But it definitely needs something now. Maybe I'll just go over it again with some more white or something like that. Think about that idea. Let's just think about it. Could just blend it all in again with a bit of sort of slightly pink gesso. Mark making. Oh, my inks have arrived as well, but I think that'd be a step too far. Yeah, let's tone down the nipples a bit. What was I thinking? Dear. That's a bit better. It looks like a disease. You see, I'm not safe to be set loose with pens and ink. Much safer with bits of paper. But never mind. It's fun to try things, isn't it? My book's got chicken pox. What was I thinking? Oh no. The lines were better, but it adds a bit more of something that I can paint over the top of. I guess acrylics. Oh, I've gone over my leaf now. Acrylics at least. Oh, and I did use Sharpie pen for the leaves, but then it was too turquoise, so I added some, what's this, Staedtler sort of fibre tip pen to add some details. The acrylic pens work brilliantly, so you pretty much, the hand of doom, you pretty much can't see through them, and if you can just go over it again. But yeah, I need to keep working on that background. I think it's not quite there yet, is it? It's pretty though, it's coming on. Perhaps I'll tone the leaves down a bit too. I am still playing about with my background here. The gold splatters I love. Not sure how well you can see them on the camera. There you go, you can see them. Love those, because I do love my golds and my metallics. Copper and all of the things, like I've said before, that's why I love steampunk, because of all the rusty, interesting sort of metallics. So yeah, I just splattered the background. I didn't splatter the gorgeous little fairies, and I'm trying to work out what else to do in the background, because although I have got plenty of ephemera, I don't want to use it all up on this page. So I'm just playing about with these little crystal hearts, which I think are very pretty. And I thought I would try a bit of stamping, because I don't know what you think, but I think it needs just a bit more of something here to cover up that slightly diseased looking bit that I did. Oh dear, don't get me started on that. So I have this tissue. It's actually got some writing on it. I think it came from a bottle of whiskey that we bought somewhere posh in Scotland. So yeah, I think a little bit of stamping might work, and I was going to stamp straight into the book, but I'm just too scared that it's going to go wrong, so that's why I ended up stamping on some tissue that I'd saved. So thinking of you, and then there's a little bit of writing and a smudge. I'm not sure I want the smudge. I like the thinking of you. Let's see. How much? Bear in mind, once I've stuck it down, it's probably going to sort of disappear a bit into the background. Just breaks it up a little bit more, doesn't it? And we still get those those colours coming through. Sorry, I'm still croaky. Does thinking of you sound like somebody's died? That is the issue though, isn't it? Because often you put that on a card or something and someone's been through a loss, and I'm not sure that that is the vibe. No, let's lose thinking of you. I might use it for something else. The writing's okay though, I can't read it. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that. And I did try hickory smoke. Did try the hickory smoke. Probably can't even read it. So yeah, this is why I love vintage photos so much. It's got that slightly golden look to it. There, something like that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Put that to one side. So yeah, basically I just used my stamp. I didn't stamp the whole thing. This is quite a huge stamp actually. Stuck it on my acrylic thingamajig. Right, now I don't know how well this is going to work. If I had some clear gesso, that's probably a much better way to do it, but I've only got white gesso, and yeah, I've spent a little bit on craft supplies in the last few days, so the clear gesso will have to wait for next time. There we are. So if you buy my books, that means I've got more money to buy craft supplies, which supports my channel. Let's just get that in the ditch. Have I done it straight? Yeah. See what I mean? It's vanished into the background so I can enjoy the pattern without too much of a papery look and without mucking it up. Safety first. Don't muck it up any more than you already have. Right, stick that bit down there. Yeah, I'm liking that lettering. You can still enjoy the patterning on there. Just wanted a little bit more vintagey interest. Some pretty handwriting there. Oh, I am very pleased with that. Words, come on. I'm very pleased with that, is what I was going to say. Now, decisions. I'm playing around with vintage photo or hickory smoke. I think it has to be vintage photo now because I've gone with the gold and I've already used it. So let's stop messing about and just get this finished, because the jam pan is calling me. The quinces are sitting outside on the garden table, probably starting to rot if I don't crack on with it. No, that's hickory smoke. So I need to make my jam today. I'm at home, got a few bits to do, quite a busy day, but I have to make the jam. Right, I'm going to make a decision. That fairy plus that fairy. I've got a few more cut out. I did a bit more fussy cutting last night. Now I don't want it all to look too brown and dark and dingy, because there's something very fresh about these colours. I don't want to destroy the whole light fairy-like look. So I'm not going to go too mad, but at the same time I don't really want to see the white edges. Although I think I did a decent job with that one. It was quite tricky to fussy cut. Look how much detail there is. There we go. So yeah, very happy that I've now got 500 subscribers. I looked this morning, I've actually got 505. So thank you ever so much to all of you who are supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. And if you're enjoying my content, please do subscribe, won't you, if you haven't already? Because I know that lots of people who watch, according to my YouTube studio back office accounty thing, lots of people who watch are not subscribers. So it would be lovely if you could subscribe to me, and you could even hit the notification bell, and then you'll know when I've got some new thrilling content for you, like me putting a bit of ink round a fairy. Or painting pig's nipples. Oh, sorry. Stop with the pig's nipples. I think I've covered, or will have covered most of it up by the time I've done this. Not too much, not too much. I love these fairies so much. I love you, my darlings. I love you. I love you. Oh dear. Yeah, so I've got to make the jam today. I'm trying to get, there's a bit of tarnish on at the bottom of the jam pan, and vinegar seems to be getting it off quite well. It's real copper, this pan, and it's very heavy indeed, but it's got some sort of crusty greeny stuff at the back, or on it. Do I need to cut that bit out? Can I be bothered? I can't be bothered. bothered. Let's just tone it down a bit. There we go. Yeah, so the jam pan is currently being cleaned with some ketchup. Apparently it's the vinegar and lemon that does the cleaning. So I've had 2 or 3 goes. It's slowing the whole process down, so I thought I'd wait for the ketchup to work, run back upstairs and crack on with this, because I want to get it done. I'm getting a bit better at uploading videos, I think, again now, having had a bit of a break. I'm going to try and do 1 long video each week. It's maybe not always possible, but don't want to overpromise and then not be able to keep it up because life gets in the way, which it does. It happens to us all, doesn't it? There. Okay. 1 more rose, just a teeny one. Still something missing in the middle. What's missing? Maybe a bit more writing. There we are. Maybe a rose. Yeah, speaking of ketchup, I went to see Carmen the Opera in London a couple of nights ago. It was amazing. I don't think they used ketchup for the blood, but there was a bit of blood. And yeah, that was a fun night out. I've not been to an actual opera, apart from the Magic Flute, which is technically Mozart, and is it an operetta? I'm not really sure. I'm not up on these things, but it was amazing. And yeah, did Carmen at school actually, so I knew a lot of the music and the, broadly speaking, the story. It doesn't end happily. She's a bit of a one, that girl, Carmen. There we go. Oh, I know. I've got my words to include on this as well. There. How about that? I think those roses are perhaps too close together. Oh, decisions. It's good for my decision-making muscles, this, isn't it? Right, so my words have arrived. It's these kind of words. Maybe the words will fill in a little bit of the space and balance things out a bit. What words, what sentiments do I want? It'd be quite nice to have something that's pink. Cultivate kindness. You are enough. Live your life. Collect beautiful moments. Oh, it's a bit brown, the colour of that. Remember to play. Hold on tight to your dreams. That's an ELO song. Do what you love. See possibilities everywhere. Be your beautiful self. There you go. Now, not sure where I would stick that. Once it's down. I could cut it up a bit. Quite small, but I like that. Be your beautiful self. Let's put it in the middle. Cut that one up too. be your beautiful self. There. Adorable. I think I had too many hearts on there, but let's stick 2 down. One up here. A bit like a playing card. Playing cards are lovely and sort of vintage. I like that one there because it covers up the let's call them the spots. Covers up the spots. There we go. And that vintage photo just gives it a little bit of definition. Let's put her up there. Maybe still need something down there, although the pattern's sweet, isn't it? I don't want to cram so many things in that you can't see the pattern. Oh, that's rather nice. And there, and then maybe one more little element down there. Right, just glue this very carefully. I may wish to have used the art glitter glue instead, but let's see how I get on with a Pritt stick. There we are. I think, yeah, that's it. So yeah, I'm going to be standing up stirring a jam pan for the rest of the morning, I suspect. Which is not hard work exactly, but you have to tend your jam and get it to the right temperature. Now, I've only made jam once or twice before, and I wouldn't say it was particularly successful. It was all right. It was a bit too sweet. That was what was wrong with it. Well, it did taste delicious. The quinces make a really beautiful sort of fragrant flavour, and I do like jam. I probably eat a bit too much jam because I tend to have jam on oat cakes for breakfast because I try not to eat too much bread, or any bread if I can manage to resist. Doesn't do me any good at all. Right, that's going there. Sticking up in the air, come on. It's better. Right, what have we got left? That's done, that's done, that's done. Nearly done. I honestly didn't think it would take me so long to do this little page, but I think with the painting, all the decisions. Where was I going to put that one? Over there. And then getting the acrylics out and the inks. There. Oh, I love that. Does it need a bit more? I could just put the hearts on. No, I think I want something else. Or do I? Don't think I want another fairy. I think she's for another day. Got this tiny little sticker that fell off something I found lying on the floor in the spare bedroom. I thought that'll make a nice little piece of ephemera. But no, not for this one. I'll keep it though, because I think that might look nice somewhere. Is it finished? Is it finished? going to go away and come back and see whether it looks finished. Okay, so I'm just doing more inking. I told you I can't resist it. So I would just give it a little bit of something around the edges. I know I've done the pink, but it's a bit of a Porky Pig pink, so just... See, I can't resist a bit of dirty inking. Quite like that sort of well-thumbed look. That's better. You see, it's like magic. A little bit of inking. So, yeah, I'm ordering some new... Well, I have ordered, I think, one new ink colour. Whether I'm going to use it very much, I'm not sure. I don't want to get stuck in a rut, but I just think vintage photo works so well. There we go. I actually feel like that is finished now. Yeah, I actually feel like that's finished. And all I didn't even stick anything there. I just inked around here. Suddenly it's brought it all together, I think. And you can still see the roses in the background and the pattern and the little crystals. It's very easy to overdo things. And I am a more is more kind of person, but I think that is enough. That is enough. What's it look like with the ribbon? Oh, so pretty. And what does it look like with the hand? The claw. Let's see. Nice. Or it could go up here. Maybe without the ribbon. Playing about. There we go. Love it. Be your beautiful self. There we are. We'll need to remember to be our beautiful selves from time to time. Right, I'm going to get going now because, as you know, I've got to make some jam. I'll let you know how that goes in my next video. Oh, by the way, this is going to bring the whole thing down. Somebody took not only the quinces, but also my big green plastic baker's basket as well, even though my note clearly stated, help yourself to the quinces, but leave the basket. This is London for you. Within an hour, all of it was just gone. I bet you some selfish person just thought, oh, I'll make some money with that and put it on eBay or something. So, yeah. You try and give things to people thinking, oh, I'll give you some, I'll make some nice jam. Maybe a jam making person walked past my house within the hour of me putting the fruit out there and thought, oh, I'll make some lovely jam. Maybe they didn't speak English. Maybe they couldn't read the sign. Oh, anyway. So I've lost my basket, but never mind. It's only a plastic basket. It was quite big though. Never mind. Be my beautiful self. Come on, Keely, be your beautiful self. Stop moaning about things. Very cute. So just a reminder of the books that I used to make this pretty page. So I used my summer patterns and papers for the roses. That was this pattern. And obviously the Pretty Fairy Ephemera book, which is available on Amazon. They're both available on Amazon. So if you want to make a page like this, get yourself over there, pop them in your basket, and before you know it, you could be crafting with beautiful little vintage style fairies and gorgeous rosy flowery backgrounds. Right, I've got to go. Have a beautiful day and see you soon. Bye for now.